Hi there, I'm Dr. Brenda Wade, the Good Love Doctor, and I want to talk with you about the controversy raging about domestic violence in the NFL. It's not isolated to the NFL. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you know that 37% of all domestic violence begins when a woman is pregnant. And of course, we have a vast number of people who've been exposed to this problem. Over 1 million women a year end up in the hospital as a result of domestic violence. So I started out 25 years ago leading a group for the first ever domestic violence justice program. That means my group was made up of convicted batterers who had to choose therapy or jail. So needless to say, a lot of people chose therapy. I learned a lot from that. I'm going to share a couple things with you in just a moment. I went on from there to chair the board of La Casa de las Madres, a shelter for battered women and their children, where many of those women had what we call battered woman syndrome. They believed that the man who had battered them loved them. They believed he could magically change without a lot of intensive help. And on some level, they believed this is what love was, and it was all they deserved. And they would, like Mrs. Rice, stand by their man. It was very difficult to get them not to go back into a situation that was dangerous for them and their children. So let me tell you what I've learned. Working with the group, with the batterers, I learned batterers can change. It takes focused, intensive help, just like the drills and training that football players get. It takes learning correct motivation. Before you get on the field, you better be motivated correctly. It takes drills on where this problem came from and how to correct it, because we only repeat what we've had a chance to learn. We know that most batterers were exposed to abandonment or abuse in childhood. And thirdly, and maybe most importantly, drills in self-control. We know that battered women need a lot of therapy on how they came to be convinced that this situation was one they had to stay with. Very hard to separate love for another and wanting to keep a family together from the idea that this is actually dangerous, but we have to get there. So those are some of the things I want you to think about, because healing this problem is a job that's going to take all of us, and all of us being very, very clear that every woman and every child deserves to be safe. And no, I'm going to speak directly to those fans who said that if a woman hits a man, she deserves to be hit back. That's not true. It's not the same thing at all. It could cost a woman her life, and it's a very different ratio of power. Signing off now, I'm Dr. Brenda Wade.